So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this episode of Golden Chat. I am Nadia Goldie, your host. So, today we are coming to have another beautiful conversation. I have Mr. Dramani Selorm Dzramado. He is a leader of Ghana Action Network and convener, and also a convener, Justice for Ghana. So we are coming to have a conversation. The conversation is going to be all about Ghana. So since you are a Ghanaian, you can join the conversation inside the comment section. So without wasting much of your time, now let's go to my guest, Mr. Selorm Dramani Dzramado. Am I right?
Yeah, Dramado, you got it right.
Okay.
You got it right.
So who is Dramani Dzramado?
Okay, Dramani Selorm Dzramado, he's a political activist who is from Central Town constituency, specifically at the Dome in Volta region. And he's been doing political activism social activism for close to 25 years now.
25 years.
Yeah, close to 25 years now. I started this thing in the year 1999, 2000. That was when I started this, when I became politically conscious and started getting myself involved in political activities. So that is what I've been doing all this while.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are entering the conversation. So, how has life been after the election? I hope you stood as a member of parliament for your constituency.
Yes. I contested. I contested in Central Town constituency as independent parliamentary candidate. That was what I did, and it was an opportunity for me to actually come face to face with the challenges confronting the people in the constituency. So some of the challenges were just perceived. You understand? They were just challenges that one assumed. But touring the constituency, campaigning in all the communities there, actually brought me, closer
to the people,
to the people, and to see the concrete challenges confronting the people there.
Okay.
Yes, and I thank God that I was able to summon up the courage to take that stand to go independent, because Central Town constituency is a safe seat for the NDC. It is an NDC stronghold. So if you mastered the courage to contest in that constituency, then there must be something about your courage. You understand? So it's a decision I took that I don't regret, even though I didn't win. The votes I garnered, I was able to get to Ghana 5,344 votes.
Your first time of contesting?
First time, and there were five candidates. Five candidates, and I placed second.
Oh wow! Then your first time, then
first time with limited resources, and I was able to place second in that election. It was something people, even within and outside Central Town, found commendable.
Oh. So do you have plans to contest the next 4 years? Contest again the next
my motivation, what actually pushed me to, or compelled me to contest in the 2024 parliamentary elections in Central Town, was just that the performance of the MP, the incumbent, I thought and believed that it was not up to scratch, that he could have done more, that in terms of advocacy, he was just flat. You understand? We needed somebody with, that vibrant spirit, somebody who will be all over the place, championing the aspirations of the people in the constituency. And then that was what I found lacking in the MP.
Okay.
So I decided to contest him. And, we have 4 years now. Between now and 2028, a lot of things will be playing out. Lot of dynamics, So I don't have plan now to contest in the next election, which will be 2028. There is no such plan now. There's no such intention to contest again. if the circumstances that compelled me to contest, if those things still prevail, in 2028, I'll be compelled to contest again. But if those things are no more, I will not contest.
Oh,
yes.
Wow.
That's it. That is me.
Why? Like, are you giving up?
No. I don't have that spirit. And I don't think that when I'm no more, someone will glance through my diary and see something like, and I have given up.
So
that expression will never be captured in my diary. What I mean is that contesting in 2024, that contest was actually something that was came about as a result of the unimpressive performance of the MP. So if the MP at the time, his constant refrain was that his party was not in power.
Was it the same person who won?
Exactly.
He won again.
Yes, his third term. This is his third term in parliament. So his constant refrain was that his party was not in power. So he was unable to perform to the satisfaction and expectation of the people. So they should give him another chance, opportunity to serve them, and to serve them. That is, if his party won. Unfortunately, the party won. The NDC has won and won overwhelmingly. So now I don't think we have any excuse not to perform. So if he doesn't perform,
then you contest.
I'll contest. But if he's able to, up his game by performing satisfactorily,
that's
yes,
okay.
What I would do is just to be contributing to whatever he's supporting him. That's all. But if he doesn't, I will.
But why did you choose to be an independent?
Because I'm not a member of a political party.
But you are campaigning for Mahama.
Yes, it was a principled decision I took, and that's a decision I've always taken in politics. When time for election, I settle on one candidate and start campaigning for that candidate. I am not the textbook definition of a floating voter. The difference between what I do and what floating voters do is that I don't sit on the fence. I go, all over the place campaigning for that candidate to win, because I want the candidate to win. So I go there campaigning for the person. And that's why I campaigned for John Dramani Mahama, because I thought and believed that he was the best candidate at the time. And I still believe that we chose the right person for the job.
So how do you see his administration?
Well, so far so good. I have no doubt at all about the perform of his confidence, of his ability or capability to perform. I have absolute confidence in him that he will perform and deliver on the promises he made to the good people of Ghana.
So there is hope for Ghana.
Of course there is hope. Of course there is hope. And you see, we have two types of hope. We have immediate hope and then a distant hope. So during campaigns, you see people selling these two things, or they actually three. So peddlers of relief, and then peddlers of hope, distant hope and immediate hope. So at the time we're campaigning for John Dramani Mahama, Ghana was in a hopeless situation because we had we're actually in a hopeless situation. The Akufo-Addo regime succeeded in taking hope from us. So we became hopeless and wallowing in abject misery. You understand? So that, and then we believe that John Dramani Mahama would be able to lift us up from the doldrums Akufo-Addo and his mate plunged us into. Bawumia.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the Golden Chat. Join this conversation in the comment section. So, just recently, the finance minister read the budget. How do you see?
Fantastic budget.
Are you sure?
My first time saying this thing, I know people will be shocked that there must be something about the Mahama that Dramani likes so much, because it is not my want or practice to be giving accolades to government. I don't do it. I've never. I don't see eye to eye with governments, and I don't see eye to eye. I'm always on the in the bad book of. I'm always in the bad book of government, or yes, government. But the point is that
you're always in the bad book of government.
Yes, they don't like me.
Why?
Because I always take them to task. So no government like me. Because the point is, you see, when the president assumes power, for instance, the president has so many appointments to make. So the president appoints so many people, and to essentially trumpet his vision and his performance. Or in other words, the things he's doing and the things he has done. So that is the task they perform. But government has never appointed anyone or someone to be pointing out things they have failed to do. I don't know whether you've realized that.
Yeah.
No government appoint an individual that this individual, your task is to be pointing out things I am failing to do or I have failed to do.
No, I've never seen
You have never seen it. So that is the role I've been playing.
Yeah, and that is why they don't like
They
you.
don't. You understand? That's the role I've been playing all this.
So is it that the government doesn't like critics?
No, government. It's only governments that or leaders who are wise. Leaders who are wise, they tend to like critics.
Yeah.
You understand? They like their critics because when they criticize them constructively, it's an opportunity for them to improve upon whatever they're doing or where they are lacking, to improve on their shortcomings and where citizens have misgivings or reservations about their performance. Then they take that in as a feedback. But those ones that are autocratic, like the one we just kicked out. Did we kick them out? No.
Yeah, this one.
It was the regime came to it to the end of its tenure in the 2025 7th January. That was led by Akufo-Addo. Okay, so when the budget was read, I think most Ghanaians enjoyed some sigh of relief. I am yet to see or come across or meet a Ghanaian who, apart from MPP people, who naturally will not stand because of the nature of politics we do here. The nature of politics we do here is that if you belong to this side and this side is performing even creditably,
you don't have to credit them.
You don't credit them. You don't applaud them. That's the kind of politics we do here. And that is the kind of politics that is a drawback on our democracy. We need to, up our game, elevate our this thing beyond that thing. That even if your opponent is doing something that is
good,
that is impressive, at least
you should
praise them. You understand? Praise them. So the budget was a fantastic one.
So your expectations were met.
As somebody who had been in the street fighting Akufo-Addo, for some of the things for some of the decisions that he had taken, for some policy prescriptions that his government had executed. I was so delighted and excited that John Dramani Mahama's administration, through the finance minister, for instance, had abolished e-levy, had abolished
COVID tax,
betting tax, which is commendable. There's something Justice for Ghana. Justice for Ghana was the group that was in the forefront of the fight against e-levy. Were the first to demonstrate when the 2023 budget that was read in 2022 were the first to demonstrate against that budget. And I think that demonstration was on the 9th of December.
It was led by who?
It was led by Justice for Ghana. We did it.
Okay.
Yes. And then there was one that we did on the 27th of January 2023. So our struggle against or fight against the e-levy actually started in 2022. You understand? That was when it started. And then after the two demonstrations that we decided to picket Parliament, we stayed there for about 8 days picketing Parliament over the e-levy. So yes, the government deserves some thumbs up.
Okay.
For abolishing
e-levy.
E-levy, correct.
So the question I wanted to ask, I think you've answered already. I wanted to ask, so what was your favorite policy? The budget.
The favorite one.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have I have so many favorites, not just one. If you say favorite,
so mention them.
Oh, one that actually won the caucus of my heart was the decision by government to distribute
free sanitary pads.
Fantastic one. That one, it warmed the caucus of my heart. You remember I was in the street fighting.
Yeah, fighting.
A male in the street, a man in the street holding placard that menstruation shouldn't be, be taxed. And it was something that some people, people outside Ghana, not here, some friends who live outside Ghana, when they saw that thing, they commended me highly. Yeah, there's a man getting involved in that. You understand? And I remember when I was standing at the Ridge Junction with my placard, there were ladies driving past. Nobody would even say hi or wave. There was only one lady who she actually stopped and said, "Thank you." You understand? She said, "Thank you, I love this." Then she drove off. I still remember that, because you see, some of those things actually it helps the spirit. It helps you. Then you know that you are doing something worthwhile for humanity. So as for the distribution of sanitary pads that the government intends to do, look, may God bless the government, and may God give them the wisdom to be able to get the resources to continue to do this. And I pray that successive governments will continue to do it. The government that will take over from this one will also do it. But it should be done in a manner that will not be riddled with corruption.
Yeah, that is what I wanted to. Definitely.
That is it. We pray that those who truly need it will get it, will have it. And that would be fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah, be fantastic.
So what do you think you feel like should have been added to the budget that they didn't add?
Okay, no, this budget, this is the first budget of the Mahama administration. So if even I was expecting something that wasn't mentioned, it doesn't mean that the government would not or opportunity no longer exists for that thing to be implemented or to be brought into the next budget or subsequent budget. So no particular thing on mind that I missed in the budget, or I was expecting that government would bring that they didn't bring.
But do you know they didn't talk about the 24 hours economy? It wasn't in the budget.
Yeah, the 24-hour economy was not specifically mentioned in the budget, but the 24-hour economy, it's a far-reaching economic policy of this government that, if it's successfully implemented, will be like a paradigm shift. You understand? Yes, it would yield this country a significant results, positive results, or would give this country a giant stride. We'll make a giant stride if we are able to successfully implement the free the 24-hour economic policy, which was a flagship program of the Mahama administration, of the Mahama campaign. That was their flagship campaign promise. And I think it remains their flagship program.
Okay.
They will do it.
So do you think they can fulfill all these promises? Because the way this government are raising Ghanaians.
No, the thing is this. You see, governments always find it difficult to meet the expectation of people. But the Mahama administration doesn't have any other option other than to fulfill the promises he made to the good people of Ghana.
He has only 4 years.
But the thing is, I don't work in the government. I'm not a appointee of the government.
So do you think they can fulfill?
I am only confident that they should be able to. I'm confident that they will implement the programs, the policy programs that they have outlined to execute. That's all. I'm confident.
So guys, in the comment section, do you think these people can fulfill all this promise? Because I'm raising a hope power.
Yeah.
The hope I'm raising. Let's hope that they will fulfill the promise. So after the finance minister finished reading the budget, and the finance minister said they've scrapped the betting tax and the e-levy, there is one MP who said they didn't implement betting tax. What do you have to say about that?
No, he You know so that was the former Minister of Finance.
Yeah. I've forgotten his name.
Honorable Amin Adam.
Yeah, Amin Adam.
He was confused.
I see he was confused.
No, he was just a confused man. It was visibly written on his face that he was a confused man. He didn't understand. He didn't even know what he was talking about. Yes. It was just because of the impressive nature of this budget that got him confused. So he didn't know what he was talking about. And unfortunately, because you know how politics here is done. So once he says this, because that is their lead debate when it comes to economic and finance issues in parliament. So when he said that thing, all his people, they were all keeping in line to be trumpeting that thing. And they at the point, they look a bit this thing,
confused.
So let me just use the milder one, confused. Let me use the milder one.
But why would he even say that? Something that they cut cake. No, so what was the significance of that cake that Omokati?
No, so you are referring to a different thing. So the cake they cut was for the e-levy. That was the e-levy cake.
That's what I don't understand. Why would you have to cut a cake?
No, you see, the government that exited now, the one that was led by Akufo-Addo, was like a government that a spell was cast on, like they cast a spell on them.
Who? Which people cast spell on them?
They look like people who, some people cast spell on.
Manipulate.
So I don't know, or I don't know whether you observed that.
So whatever they were doing,
was abnormal. Most of their things were just abnormal. You wonder, these people, are they for real? Do they have like their head properly screwed on? Look at the way they behave.
It was abnormal.
It was abnormal. No, it was abnormal. No, abnormal just mean no. When I say abnormal, I don't mean abnormal in the sense that they were like mentally deranged. No, I mean that what I'm trying to say is that, or the point I'm seeking to make is that the people, you see, they were doing things that were not in line with the normal way of doing things. So that's abnormal. So if something is not normal, then it is abnormal. So look, the whole people were protesting e-levy, and then you decided to go and design e-levy cake to tease us, to make us more, to make us angrier and more exasperated in the street. You understand? Yes. You see, so.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are enjoying this conversation. You can join us in the comment section. We are still on it. So, Mr. Selorm.
I like comrade.
Comrade.
Mr. I like
comrade Selorm. Okay. So, Ghana at 68. Does Ghana really look like? Sorry. Does Ghana really look like a 68-year-old country in terms of development and, let's say, economy, everything? Should I put out my question again?
No, I understand the question.
In terms of development, economy, everything.
It depends on the perspective one wants to take this thing from. If it's the kind of historical injustices that we suffered, say, colonization, for about years, so many years, we had been under a colonial government that had kind of disrupted our progress and development as a people, and then through the gallant struggle of our forefathers, we were able to break that yoke of colonialism and to put ourselves now back on the path of progress and prosperity. So at 60, yes, someone would say that at 50 now, we should have gone beyond
everything we are seeing
exactly.
Right now.
Our progress should have been far better than this one, or we should have gone beyond the stage we are now. Yes, but the point is this: Yes, well, when people there's some you can really support that, because you see where we are now, countries that have advanced, we can easily imitate, we can easily copy from them. Yes, we copy good things. If the thing is good, you copy. There's nothing wrong. So if, say, China is progressing at a speed that is so admirable, what stops you from learning from China? You understand? But the point, you see, what has been dragging our development as a country is that it's not that we don't have the people with the brain power to lift us up from
where we are.
Okay, we have. What we don't have, it's people with a sense of integrity, sense of honesty, and sense of patriotism. That's what's lacking.
But we have the leaders.
We have leaders who are brilliant. Who can
what are they using their
who can tell you fantastic, so they can espouse fantastic solutions to our problems. But when you give them the opportunity, they just come to milk this country dry and go. And the next one will come. That is it. Is it the one that, you see, this Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, the first president of this country, and the founder of Ghana, was a selfless leader. He was a selfless leader. Yes, he was. So
and Atamios.
Yes, Atamios was a selfless person. Jerry Rawlings was a selfless person. Nkrumah but you see, Nkrumah had a certain, like, his ambition was so overwhelming within. So and he was ahead of his time.
Yeah.
Yes, Nkrumah was ahead of his time. You just pray that the leaders, our leaders, will learn from them, just to be selfless. You see, if you are president of this republic, you will never go poor. Even when you go on retirement, if you finish serving this country, you will never be poor.
Look at before.
Yes. You see, but when they come, it's like they want to grab whatever. Yes, they want to grab stuff. You see, that is it. That's the thing. So Ghana, yes. We just, for a country to undergo colonization, it's no joke. It's no joke. So if you want to compare it, maybe say a human being who is 60 what? Is this
60 years?
Correct. 68 years there. When we go on retirement at the age of 60. Okay.
So Ghana should be on retirement.
On retirement.
Now everybody
so
should
Ghana
be
should have
and eating.
But it's the development is not it is not an event, it's a process.
All right, now let's talk about the former Bank of Ghana, the governor.
Mr. Addison. Dr. Addison. Okay.
They said they raided the house. What do you have to say about that?
Okay. You see, we are in democracy. So democracy, when a country is being governed, or a democratic state or republic, should be the one that espouses the supremacy of the law, okay, rule of law. So in a democratic country, a word like that word raid, raid. A house has been raided.
Forcibly entering.
Yes, you understand. So that word,
so
in democracy,
caught, they can call you, or they can classify you as a criminal.
Exactly.
Because you were not allowed inside.
Exactly. So yes, like an intruder.
Then it is not something that we should encourage. Because
yes.
It's not the first time, and the former finance minister
they
did the same thing.
They did the same, and that one, because they had their CCTV cameras on. Yeah, so we saw the video, which was unacceptable.
I heard that his wife's jewelry and some money was missing.
Yes,
after they raided the house.
That's the former Bank of Ghana governor, Dr. Addison. That is the allegation that is coming out from his end.
Yeah.
It's for him to substantiate his allegation that indeed when those gentlemen or security operatives came to his house, they had actually taken away those things. Because what I know is that if you take away something that does not belong to you without the knowledge of the rightful owner, with the intention of permanently depriving the rightful owner of its use, it's called stealing. You understand? So they are now making the allegation that some amount of money had been stolen, and the wife's jewelry had also been stolen by the individuals who went there to do. I don't know what they were looking for. I don't actually know what they were looking for. But the thing is this: you see, John Dramani Mahama and Nana Akufo-Addo, there's a vast difference between them. Their disposition with democratic tenets, okay, unlike the other one, Mr. Unlike Nana Akufo-Addo, who became an autocrat.
You see how people are now voicing out.
Yes.
When he left office.
Correct. Because people heaved a sigh of relief on the 7th January, 7th December 2024.
Recently spoke.
Yes.
Otumfuo has never spoken.
Exactly. That's
so how come?
But some of us were in the street doing it. It's just by some divine grace. We were... But there was one time I was shot in the upper rib. That was 28th June 2022 at SEC. We were doing demonstration, and one of the policemen targeted me and shot me in the upper rib. I was rushed to Ridge Hospital, and that was my first time even at the hospital. You see, so some of the things that we suffered during the autocratic regime of Akufo-Addo. You see, so John Mahama, he should, I think he should talk to his people. You see, when you come to power, you have hawks and doves around you. The hawks will tell you, let's do what they did to us, let's do it to them. That's what the hawks would be telling you. Mr. President, you remember they raided the house of John Jinapo and the former Deputy Attorney General. Let's do same to them. They deserve it. Ghanaians will be with us. But the point is, when Ghanaians change their mind, you can't tell. They will just be they will be appalled by some of the things and start, changing their mind towards your government. So there are times where you listen to the hawks, and there are times where you must listen to the doves. When it comes to issues like this, most of us some of us who campaign against Akufo-Addo and Bawumia, that John Mahama was the right person to succeed Akufo-Addo, we did so with a firm belief that John Mahama would do things differently from what Akufo-Addo did. So if Mahama is in power today, and they are raiding houses of former government appointees, and you are using what obtained in the Akufo-Addo government, or the Akufo-Addo government, what they did to your people to justify it, then we are not making progress. Because we didn't vote for him to repeat the bad things Akufo-Addo did. We voted for him to correct or right the wrongs of Akufo-Addo.
He has been saying that I am not here to complain. I am here to correct the mistakes.
Exactly.
So
it shouldn't just be words. So, we want to see deeds, action.
Yeah.
That's what we want to see. So that thing, the national security operatives they should do their work in a more refined, sophisticated manner that will be in line with tenets of democracy. But this one, it looks like some jungle.
Yeah.
It looks like we are in. You see, it's so redolent, redolent of what's obtained in the military era. That is it.
Yeah.
We are not in a military.
Yeah.
Military
So
era.
Muhammad should talk to his people.
Exactly.
We don't have to encourage this.
Correct.
Because right now that they've started doing this, if MPP also come to power, they will say, you did this to us. So then it will keep.
When you read comments,
a very pity.
When you read comments, that's what they are also saying.
It's not
that when we come,
no,
we'll save this video, we'll save this one. When we come, we'll do this. That's what they are telling us. So it is Ghana that suffers.
Yeah.
The kind of progress we want to make, it will still be dragging. It will become slow like molasses.
All right. So guys, you are watching Golden Chats. I hope you are enjoying the conversation. Today we are here with Comrade, right? Selorm Dramani. The last one. Dzramado. Yes. So let's continue.
Okay.
Let's talk about English language in Parliament. Our member of Parliament, they are complaining that they can't. Some of them cannot express themselves because of the English language they use in Parliament. So some are suggesting that they should use our local dialect in Parliament. What do you have to say about that? Do you support that we should use our local language in Parliament?
No, I don't support that. I don't support it. You see, there is nothing wrong if we use our local language on the floor of the House to debate. There's nothing absolutely wrong. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay. But you see, English is our lingua franca.
Yeah.
That's our official language. Okay, so if you decided to go to Parliament, okay, and you contested, you were contesting to become a member of Parliament. At the time you were taking even that decision or contesting, you would have actually known that
you are going
your
to
debate you will be debating in English.
Yes.
Okay. But so far, we haven't heard from any member of Parliament actually saying that they are unable to express themselves in English. You understand? It's people who have been observing, proceedings in the House. They are suggesting that, okay, since it appears that English is some people expressing themselves in English is becoming difficult for them, then we should make our local language, okay,
so that they can.
The Parliament should adopt our local language as the language in there, as the language that is spoken in Parliament. You understand? But the thing is this: all members of Parliament, there is no one there that is illiterate who cannot read and write. They cannot read and write. Okay. And they have all attained some higher form of education. Most of them have degrees. Okay, most of them have some masters. The language they used for the exams or the papers or the research that they did, which gave them the masters and the PhD, it was in English. Okay? So, if you are in Parliament and you are unable to express yourself in English, I don't think the recourse should be, or the solution should be that we should stop expressing, or English shouldn't be the language spoken in Parliament. No, that shouldn't be. Are we suggesting that since 1993 till date, our education has so much declined to the extent that we cannot have members of Parliament who can eloquently express themselves in English? Is that what we're suggesting? I don't know whether that is the suggestion we are making. English is a colonial legacy. It will be hypocritical on our part to say that let's ditch English language or abandon the English language and adopt our Ghanaian language to to do business in the House of Parliament. No, there are other colonial legacies that if English is considered as a colonial legacy, so therefore we shouldn't use it. How about the things that the British government and the other colonial whatever did for us? The Kolebu Hospital was built by Gajisbeck, right? So we should abandon Kolebu. When you go to India, they speak English. Look at the size of India. But it's English, they are not complaining. So, you see, English is a language killer. English is like tree. Tree. You see, wherever English is introduced, it kills other the languages there. That's what English does. It's natural. That is the nature of English. So it's just like tree. Say somebody travels from maybe some part of Ghana that Twi isn't spoken, and the person comes to Accra. The person will pick Twi, the Twi language before any other language. It's because of the nature of the Twi language. That is it. So that's all that thing that if you know you cannot express yourself in English, don't go to Parliament.
But they can blend it. At least
nobody is stopping that. There's no law in Parliament that says that
you
must necessarily. You understand that? Speak English. No, or you shouldn't speak English. There is no law. If you feel that what you are going to say in Ebe or in Dagbani or Mampruli, you feel that other members or your colleagues in the house will understand what you are going to say. I mean, the independent member of parliament for Asante Achim Magugu or something. He spoke in Twi. The first time he spoke in Twi. And he tried to translate what he said in English.
That one is waste of time.
Thank you. So you go ahead and speak your English. The thing is, you want to come to parliament or you want to go to parliament. The language that is spoken there.
Learn it. That's all.
Master that language so that when you get into that house, you are able to debate in that language confidently and eloquently. You understand? Because you are going to meet people.
Yeah.
So, you see, and the thing, so there's not even about your ability to express yourself in English. It sometimes has to do with your ability to express yourself in public. There are people there who understand all the rules governing the English language. They know it. They know all the rules governing the English language. But they don't have what it takes to express themselves in public. They are nervous. You see, when you are nervousness can impair your articulation. Nervous. When you are nervous, your articulation can be impaired because you are nervous. You see, so even sometimes if you want to pronounce something because you are nervous, you will end up saying something else or pronouncing the thing in a manner that will not even sound that is what you want to pronounce. It's because you are nervous. So there are people there, it's not like they cannot express themselves. They can do it. But just that they have not mastered the art of public speaking.
Okay.
You see? Yeah. So maybe somebody is shy. Someone is even, camera shy. So a journalist comes with a camera and the person is shy.
Like me.
Like me, not you.
Me?
No, like me. Like me when you bring camera, I'm shy. You understand? So sometimes that is what I suspect. And you see, it's parliament. That is the thing. So it's in the in the mind of the person that this is parliament.
Yeah.
You see, when I
say something and
I don't say it, in the right manner. It may catch the headlines, and my name will be in the news, and that is it. Is it so? Master the art of public speaking.
Exactly.
Make sure you're on top of your, the things you want to say. If it's budget, the budget is about the economy. You must learn and understand those economic jargons and then be able to, use them when you are debating on the floor. You do it in a confident and eloquent manner.
Exactly.
You understand that people will find so persuasive. If you don't have that, that is not your place. Because Parliament is a place where debate is done. That is it. So the word parliament itself, it's a French word, which means parler, speak. So parliament is it is an assembly of talkers or an assembly of speakers. So it is debate that is done in the chamber.
Okay.
If you cannot debate, that is not your place.
Please don't go there.
Don't go there. That's not your area.
All right. All right. So let's last but not the least. Okay. Let's talk about the close down of the radio stations just recently.
Okay.
The Minister for Communication and Technology.
Yeah, communication.
Yeah. He announced that if you are a media house and you don't have the accredited frequency,
so that is it's called authorization.
Yes, if you don't have it, automatically they are going to shut your radio stations down. And it has been done, right? What do you have to say? Can we say the shutdown of the radio stations, it is backed by politics?
Okay, I don't have any irrefutable or indisputable evidence now to adduce that decision or directive by the Minister of Communication was actuated by political malice or political motivation. However, we operate within a political arena. I understand about 7 radio stations had been shut down. And when I saw the directive, I was concerned, and I'm still concerned that thing emanated from the Minister of Communication, given his position or stance when the Akufo-Addo administration, through Madam Eslaosu, when she was the Minister of Communication, Madam Eslaosu took that arbitrary and democratic dictatorial decision to close down pro-NDC radio stations. Muntie FM, and Radio Gold. They targeted those 2 stations and closed them, and which was deprecated and denounced by right-thinking Ghanaians, and because it was clearly motivated by politics or partisan consideration. So if the same thing, and His Excellency John Dramani Mahama also condemned, closing down of those radio stations, and Sam George, as the ranking on communication, was in the forefront of that condemnation. He condemned it hard. And so one was completely taken aback that the NDC came to power, and just 1 month into the administration, the first decision that they took was to close down radio station. Radio station play a significant role in the development of our society. Radio stations entertain, they educate, and then they inform. Okay, so that's the three main activities of radio stations. Okay, there's one particular one that is in my constituency, and this one I'm going to say this with a lot of pain, and because I want to. At the time the decision was taken, or when the directive was announced, I was actually angry. I was incandescent with anger. Where's my camera? Is it this one or this? This is my camera.
Yeah.
Okay. See, so let me just use your platform, your medium, to say this thing to the Minister of Communication, Mr. Sam Nate George. So, you see, Mr. Nate George, you took the noble stand to condemn the closing down of radio stations by Madam Esla Osu. It was a decision that your decision to condemn those the closing down of those radio stations, that decision was sound and was praiseworthy. It puts your current stance on closing down radio station puts you in a very hypocritical position. That something that you condemned not long ago, today you yourself, you are in the helm of affairs now and you are doing this. One of the radio stations affected at Dela Radio in my constituency, Dela Radio. Dela Radio is the only radio station in Central Tongu District. And that radio station broadcasts across the 3 constituencies: North Tongu constituency, Central Tongu constituency, South Tongu constituency. It's a wider listenership, correct? So people have grown addicted to the station. And as we speak now, there's a groundswell of agitation now on the ground. That some people are even contemplating embarking on a demonstration to Accra to occupy the Ministry of Communication, because now people suspect that what is happening, it's politically motivated, because somebody whose proximity to power, it says that the person is using his proximity to power to collapse the radio station. You understand? Because maybe the radio station is perceived as being critical of that person. So that person is using his political influence now to get a radio station closed down completely.
Yeah.
And that's a decision that we deplore. It shouldn't happen. The La Radio, it's a radio station that is loved. Look, the old ladies and the old men, they sleep with the La Radio and wake up with the La Radio. So I don't work at the La Radio, but the calls that have been coming to me since the closing down of this station. So it's like an avalanche. Yeah. I've been deluged by calls.
Yeah.
This today, for instance, yes, I had about 4 calls from the district or the constituency. People just, what is going on? Because my little investigation, the investigation I have done, is that the radio station has actually updated all their documents. You understand? They have updated all their documents. They have submitted same to the Minister of Communication, but they are not giving them the go ahead to start operating. So it means that there's some political motivation behind what is going on. And you see, the irony in this. The La Radio is perceived as an NDC station. And so that when you listen to the La Radio, you can easily draw that conclusion that this radio station there is for the NDC people. You understand? In Volta region.
Have you voted?
Yes. So look, let me say this, because I understand somebody is going around telling the powers that be that the La Radio is fomenting trouble in the constituency. The La Radio is bringing division in the ranks of the NDC. The La Radio is doing all manner of things that like putting the NDC in tight corner or affecting the electoral fortunes of the NDC there. That is not true. The truth is that the La Radio champions the interest of the NDC there more than any other interest. the La Radio survived the 8 years of Akufo-Addo's tyranny or autocracy. The La Radio was not closed down.
Yeah.
You understand? There were things that happened on the La Radio that were so critical of the NPP administration, but the La Radio was not closed down. Look, on the day of election, Saturday, the Saturday that the election was conducted. That Saturday, the La Radio gave opportunity to the former Minister of Roads and Highways, the former MP of Central Tongue constituency, Joe Gidisu, on that Saturday, to be calling on people to come out in their numbers to go and vote for the NDC. That day, I was even a victim of that, because that former MP and former Minister of Roads and Highways, on that, the Saturday, the day before election, we don't campaign.
Yeah.
So on the day of election, no campaigning. But he used the La Radio. The La Radio gave him the opportunity to use their platform. Close to 2 hours, he was on radio. You understand? Telling people why they should cast their vote for John Dramani Mahama and the MP. To the extent that he was even, specifically addressed me, pointed like nobody should vote for me. Yes, I became that thing. I did very critical. So it became that critical. You understand? Because they became uptight that this guy, if we are not careful, this guy can make history, can spring a surprise. So he specifically on that day, if the La Radio was not doing the bidding of the NDC, why would they give, or why would they have given that opportunity to Honorable Joe Gidisu? You understand? Clearly, the opportunity given to Honorable Joe Gidisu on that day to call on people to vote for John Dramani Mahama, it was to the NDC's advantage. You understand? So people are damn surprised that in the NDC that came, and it just was like one month. You see, and the radio station that championed their cause is the radio station now that is the radio station they have closed down. So there's agitation on the ground. You see, I just pray that they don't shrug this concern off that, it's voter raging, come what may, it's our stronghold. No, things are changing now.
Yeah.
People are growing more and more discerning. You understand? This thing alone, if elections were to be conducted today, somehow it will affect the NDC. Yeah. Yes, either people will decide not to vote at all, that these people, they have lied to us. Mahama condemned the closing down of Radio Gold, closing down of Amuntie. Sam George did the same. Today they are in the helm of affairs. This is what they have done to the only radio station in our constituency of this street. Definitely will take away some votes.
Yeah.
You understand? So I am appealing, let me use your platform to appeal to the Honorable Minister of Communication that he should rescind his decision. All the documents that the La Radio, according to my investigation, all the documents that they have submitted, he should just allow them. I think the station can be operating while they work on their, on their authorization. It will not take anything away from the Ministry of Communication.
Why would you even operate without authorization?
The thing is this. You see, it was the same thing that the NPP did to Radio Good. They said they were operating without authorization. No, the authorization expired. And renewing authorization sometimes is not like a walk in the park. You know how bureaucratic our system is. So it's the same thing happening today. When we condemned, radio station, some years back, this authorization that we call today, it was called license.
Yeah.
But because of the nature of radio stations, we decided to now change that very word now to authorization. You understand? To make it a bit democratic. But license, there are license to give license to radio station. No. So authorization. So if the authorization has expired, the radio station has been operating all these years. So you can, mount some pressure on them because you just came. And I don't think that during the campaign in 2024, some Ghanaians complained that there were some radio stations operating without, with expired authorization. which was affecting their economic well-being. I don't I don't think so. No, nobody. I don't know whether you heard it. You heard any Ghanaian complaining. No. You understand? There was one that was immediately shut down up north. That maybe because of the conflict there, the radio station was being used to, foment trouble and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that one made a bit of sense to me. Yeah, because of what is happening up north. But with the Dela radio one, no.
The radio station was rather campaigning for you people.
No, they campaigned. Look, there were adverts that Dela radio did themselves. They themselves designed those adverts for NDC. And NDC, if MPP people sometimes appear on that station, Charlie, serious one. They always have it like a hell of a time for them to even debate there. You understand? Because the MDDC always had the opportunity there. And today, it's the NDC that has closed down Dela radio. You see? So they should, we are appealing to them to rescind their decision.
That's the only radio station there.
So how is the people now, John Mahama's SONA, State of the Nation's address.
He didn't.
The people didn't listen.
Yes, even the budget.
The budget, they didn't listen. Independence Day address, they didn't listen. Even, look, the one that took place, I would love your camera woman to take this one for me. Look, on the day of the Independence Day, the one that took place at the Dome, you could even count the number of people who attended the program. You know why? Mm-hmm. Dela radio was off air.
Yeah.
So if Dela radio was on air, Dela radio would have said something that the event was taking place or will be taking place at this place. You understand? So, go there. Just a mere mention of the venue, people themselves would have trooped to the place to watch. But this one, nobody. Nobody was the constituency, whatever, and the people, they gathered that place and observed the Independence Day.
So, Mr. President, please.
Mr. President,
look into
Mr. President, don't listen. You see, the thing is this. In law, they say ultra auditing per term. Like listen to the other side in law. So if somebody has come to you and said something to you about the radio station, that the radio station it's fomenting trouble and causing division within your ranks, Mr. President, it is not true. The radio station is critical of the performance of that person. That is it. The radio station is... You see, the thing is, you must understand the nature of radio stations. Today, I'm on your platform. You invited me here to interact with me, to pick my minds on some national issues. Okay. If I misconducted myself somewhere, and you hear, you say, you will use your platform to talk about it.
Exactly.
I will feel pain. You see, I will feel that thing, but that is, there's no way I will take you to task. It's your work you are doing. And a camera woman, it's your work. So if a radio station today is taking you to task, do the right thing, they will definitely praise you that, this person has done this. They will praise you. Yeah. So don't take it personal. Just do the right thing. The radio station will broadcast it. But to close down the only radio station in our... No. And then you see, when my symbol. My symbol, the lantern. Yeah. Right. So that's light.
Yeah.
You see, where the people have no access to information, they are in the dark. They are in darkness. Allah. So even with the radio station, where people even had access to information, I still carried the lantern there. I carried the lantern there. It was something symbolic. It was a message I was sending to the people. You see, so now that the radio station is even closed down, you can imagine they have no access.
Total darkness.
They are in total darkness now. And it seems like some people are enjoying it. Some people are enjoying
What's
the fact
happening?
that some people, like our people, are in
Darkness.
They are in darkness. They are,
Anyways,
they are totally.
It is what it is. But Mr. President, please look into that. That is the only radio station.
Dela Radio.
Dela Radio,
Yeah.
please.
Let me, before we even wrap up this, the VRA dam spillage.
Yeah.
When they spilled the River Volta, it was Dela Radio.
It was Dela Radio.
Dela Radio. They were so instrumental in mobilizing resources, mobilizing relief items.
Wow.
That station. Oh, if that station were in Accra,
is it that big?
It's not it, but it's so powerful.
Yeah.
The owner is a veteran broadcaster.
Okay.
Mr. Kofi Abochi. He worked at GBC, Radio Gold, Joy, and VOA. He's still working with VOA.
VOA.
Yes.
Wow.
So even look, it was just because of the election that he had to come down from America to Ghana. Because of these people. And they rather ended up closing down his station.
This is funny.
It's
sad and
I said
funny.
during the flood, that devastation, the role Dela Radio played, extraordinary. They were so exceptional. Look, cassava dough, gari, rice, dresses for all over. They were mobilizing all these things for the victims of the flood.
Wow.
Yes. So that's not a kind of station you close down. Just by a snap of finger.
They didn't do any investigation.
Yes.
Because they don't have the authorization.
That's why I say Odi Otere Patem.
Yeah.
Odi Otere Patem. Listen to the other side.
Yeah.
This thing, it even started in the Bible. This Odi Otere Patem thing. You remember when God said to Adam and Eve that don't eat this fruit. Okay, it's forbidden. Don't eat it. When they ate it, he still asked them question. He still asked them, "Why did you eat this?" He did. Correct. He listened to them.
He listened.
That's correct.
But he didn't forgive them.
No, but he listened. He granted them audience. Let me listen to you. So he listened to the other side. Okay. Now, you remember when God told Abraham that your wife will give birth. So don't worry. You see her as old woman who cannot even conceive. But me, I will make her conceive. So out of the impatience of mankind, the woman advised the man to go and sleep with
The husband.
the house help. Yeah, the house help. Hagar. Correct. So the man too listened to or yielded to the advice of the woman and slept with the lady. When now Hagar gave birth and now had a son, Sarah was jealous. Correct. And when God again asked Abraham, didn't I tell you your wife would conceive? So that is why when you hear something, make sure you listen to the other side. Okay? The roles, the kinds of things the La Radio has been doing in our community. I'm not sure. I don't think the president of the republic is aware. Okay. It's not, don't worry. The president isn't aware. You understand? So somebody must brief the president. If somebody is carrying or feeding them with false information, the president should try and send his men. Those in the intelligence community can do their own investigation underground to say, we need the La Radio. The La Radio must
So they need the La Radio.
Well, yes, the La Radio must come back.
Comrade.
Yeah. So that's an advocacy that you must join us. Okay. We are doing advocacy for the La Radio,
to come back.
Yeah, to come back on
Even air. Right now, it has created unemployment because people were working there, right? Those people are now in the house.
I don't know whether it's possible to stretch for my hand and to shake you. I don't know whether it's possible to do that. Yes.
They are in the house. Right?
They are in the house. Exactly. So, today is exactly a month ago when the station was closed down. So we promised the people job. We have rendered some jobless now as a result of this decision to close the station down. You understand? So some people have been, their employment has been affected. Their livelihood has been affected. And that's not the kind of thing that John Dramani Mahama preached to us.
Yes.
No, he didn't promise us that. He promised us jobs. He promised us livelihood. Correct. So that is it. So that is why the La Radio must
come back.
Sam George, Nati, please
bring back the La
do
Radio.
the needful.
Hashtag bring back
the La Radio.
The La Radio.
Yeah.
So, ladies and
gentlemen, that's a good hashtag.
Hashtag back the La Radio.
Bring back the La Radio.
Do you have any final thing to say?
No. I think that is okay. The La Radio, it's okay for me because
so the La Radio and problem right now. So, Minister for Communication and Technology, please bring back the La Radio for Comrade.
For North Tongue, Central Tongue, South Tongue.
Okay.
You see?
That is a very large.
Yes.
Distance.
So Central Tongue, that is the MP there is Honorable Alexander Hotoje. The MP for North Tongue, Honorable Samuel Kujeto Ablakwa. The MP for South Tongue, Honorable Maxwell Lukuto. These stations broadcast to all these constituencies and beyond, and some parts of even Keta, the La Radio. You can tune to the La Radio.
Okay.
It's important. So hashtag bring back the La Radio.
So that is it, guys. This is the Golden Chat. We have more episodes for you. Please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, kindly do subscribe, share this video, like, always try and leave your comments. So my name is Nadia Godi, your host. We are going to come your way again with another episode of the Golden Chat. I'm out for now.